to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to click on the bell icon so you will be notified of each and every video that I upload. And hit the like button while you're at it, please. Hello. Welcome back to day number 19 of our Christmas VLOGMAS Advent countdown. I'm so happy that you came back, and I'm so happy that everyone else is joining in. Now, today is, as we just said, day number 19. So what hot chocolate are we gonna have? Let's check and see. We've got our gorgeous shimmery bag, and I'm going to reach in and pull out. I don't know why I'm closing my eyes. Let's do the big bag today. And it is Rolo. Yeah. So it's supposed to have like a caramelly chocolate taste like Rolo candies have. Alright, so let's see. It says we need 2 tablespoons to 3/4 of a cup of hot water. It's got those really neat, I like the way that, oh boy, does that smell good. I like the way that these new bags seal up again. I don't know what it is. It's like all the little tiny pieces fit in together. Do you know what I mean? It's really neat. It's different than the slide across ones, if you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so let's get our tablespoon. Alright, so we have our tablespoon, and let's see what cup we're going to be using today. It is this one, our Tim Hortons one that looks like a virile sweater. I love it. Alright, so we will add 2 tablespoons. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to hold up the cup. Well, can I? Let's see. Yes, I can. Never mind that word, can't. Okay, so we've got 1. And 2. Get that powder dust away. Okay, so let's sniff the bouquet, although we kind of just did, but I'm going to do it again. Yeah, you can definitely taste that sweet, smell that sweet caramel scent. And the chocolate smells like nice quality chocolate. Let me just see who makes this particular brand. So this is made by, it's right there, Nestle. So, yeah, you guys, I hope you can see that. Nestle, anyways, makes it. So let's go ahead and seal it up, because Lady Green Eyes is somewhat of a klutz. And I could just see me, spilling it all over the place. Alright. Alright. almost totally dissolved. I think that's good. All right. Just gonna set it down because it's burning hot. And turn it around so I can grab it by the handle. Hey, we're kind of matching with my top today. All right. Let's have a taste. It smells good. Oh yeah, it tastes exactly like the Rolo candy. So you're tasting the caramel and you're tasting the chocolate, and it's really, really nice. Very, it's milk chocolate, not dark chocolate, but delicious. It's really good. If you like the Rolo candy, go ahead and get you some of this because you'll like it. Okay. All right. So let's just put that. That bag is getting so light now. All right, and get our glossy box. It is also getting very light. It still has a bit of weight to it, but it's definitely getting lighter. Okay, so we are on 19. Where is 19? Oh, there it is, right up at the top. Right up there. Can you see it? I think. Wait, let me move. There we go. Right up at the top. Okay. All right. It's kind of a lighter feeling box. And there it is, day number 19. All right, and so let's see where this opens. Okay, I'm gonna open it at the bottom. It's probably the wrong way. How much you want to bet? Is it? Yes, it is. Because you're not always guaranteed with these that if you open them at the top, it's going to be the right way. Is what I found. Oops. Oh, awesome. I needed one. Okay, so you guys, let's see which way is right side up. I think that's it. But anyways, it's a beauty blender. Yay, because I needed one. So let's go ahead and take that out. And any of you who don't know what a beauty blender is, it's basically what what the title sounds like, but whoops. It's a soft, spongy material, and you wet it, and then it helps to blend your makeup. So it's a foam. Can you see how squishy? I'm gonna bring it up to the camera. So that's great. I'm pleased with that. Okay. So what are we going to learn about today? All right. I know one thing I'm going to learn. I need to put my glasses on. All right. So here we are. Now this is about other December and winter festivals. There are other religious and secular festivals held around the time of Christmas. The first one we're going to talk about is Hanukkah, the Jewish festival of lights. Hanukkah is the Jewish festival of lights, and it remembers the rededication of the second Jewish temple in Jerusalem, in Israel. This happened in the 160s BCE/BC. Hanukkah is the Hebrew and Aramaic word for dedication. Hanukkah lasts for 8 days and starts on the 25th of Kislev, the month in the Jewish calendar that occurs at about the same time as December. Because the Jewish calendar is lunar, it uses the moon for its dates. Kislev, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, I'm sorry if I'm not, can happen from late November to late December. In 2019, Hanukkah will be from the evening of Sunday, the 22nd of December, until the evening of Monday, December 30th. That's my brother's birthday. Just FYI. During Hanukkah, on each of the 8 nights, a candle is lit in a special menorah called a Hanukkah. There is a special 9th candle called the shamash, or servant candle, which is used to light the other candles. The shamash is often in the center of the other candles and has a higher position. On the first night, 1 candle is lit. On the second night, 2 are lit, until all are lit on the 8th and final night of the festival. Traditionally, they are lit from left to right. A special blessing, thanking God, is said before or after lighting the candles, and a special Jewish hymn is often sung. The menorah is put in the front window of houses so people passing can see the lights and remember the story of Hanukkah. Most Jewish families, and just have to get the sheets separated here. There we go. So, what did we leave off with? Let's see. Most Jewish families and households have a special menorah and celebrate Hanukkah. Hanukkah is also a time for giving and receiving presents, and gifts are often given on each night. Lots of games are played during the time of Hanukkah. The most popular is dreidel, Yiddish, or sififon, Hebrew. It's a 4-sided top with a Hebrew letter on each side. The 4 letters are the first letter of the phrase Nes Gadol Haya Sham, which means a great miracle happened there. Each player put a coin, nut, or chocolate coin in a pot, and the top is spun. If the letter is none, come up, nothing happens. If it's Gimel, the player wins the pot. If it's Hay, you win half the pot. And if it's Shin, or P-E, pay, maybe, you have to put another item into the pot and the next person has a spin. I've always wondered how that was played. Food fried in oil is traditionally eaten during Hanukkah. Favorites are latkes. Oh, I love latkes. Potato pancakes and savganyot. Deep fried donuts that are then filled with jam or jelly and sprinkled with sugar. Oh, those sound yummy. So the story behind Hanukkah. About 200 BCE/BC, Israel was a state in the Seleucid Empire, an empire ruled under Greek law, and under the overall charge of the king of Syria. However, they could follow their own religion and its practices. In 171 BCE/BC, there was a new king called Antiochus the fourth, who also called himself Antiochus. Oh, I'm sorry, I said his name wrong. Antiochus also called himself Antiochus Epiphany, which means Antiochus the invisible God. Antiochus wanted all of the empire to follow Greek ways of life and the Greek religion with all its gods. Some of the Jews wanted to be more Greek, but most wanted to stay Jewish. The brother of the Jewish high priest wanted to be more Greek, so he bribed Antiochus so he would become the new high priest instead of his brother. 3 years later, another man bribed Antiochus even more to let him become the high priest. To pay his bribe, he stole some of the objects made of gold that were used in the Jewish temple. On his way home from having to retreat from a battle, Antiochus stopped in Jerusalem and he let out all his anger on the city and the Jewish people. He ordered houses to be burned down and tens of thousands of Jews were killed or put into slavery. Antiochus then went to attack the Jewish temple, the most important building in Israel to the Jews. The Syrian soldiers took all the treasures out of the temple, and on 15 Kislev, 168 BCE/BC, Antiochus put up a status of the Greek god Zeus in the center of the center of the Jewish temple, but it had the face of Antiochus. Then on 25 Kislev, he desecrated the most holy place in the temple and destroyed the Jewish holy scrolls. Antiochus then banned practicing the Jewish faith and religion. If you were found out, you and all of your family were killed, and made the temple into a shrine to Zeus. There were many Jews killed for their faith. Soon afterwards, a Jewish rebellion started. It began when a former Jewish priest called Mattathias was forced to make an offering to Zeus in his village. He refused to do so and killed a Syrian soldier. Mattathias' sons joined him and killed the other soldiers in the village. Mattathias was an old man and died soon after this, but his son Judah then took charge of the freedom fighters. Judah's nickname was Maccabee, which come from the Hebrew word for hammer. He and his troops lived in caves and fought an undercover war for 3 years. They then met the Syrians in open battle and defeated them. When they got back to Jerusalem, the temple was in ruins, and the statue of Zeus, Antiochus, was still standing. They cleaned the temple, they rebuilt the Jewish altar, and on 25 Kislev, 165 BCE/BC, exactly 3 years after the statue was put up, the altar and temple was rededicated to God. There are several theories about why Hanukkah is celebrated over 8 nights. One legend says that when Judah and his followers went into the temple, there was only enough oil to burn for 1 night, but that it burned for 8 nights. Another story says that they found 8 iron spears and put candles on them and used them for lighting in the temple. Hanukkah and Christmas. The dates of Hanukkah and Christmas might well be associated, because 25 Kislev was when the temple was rededicated, and the early church chose December 25th, because they took over the birthday of Greek god Zeus, Roman god Jupiter. That's really interesting. Okay, so the next one I have is Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa is a 7-day festival that celebrates African and African American culture and history. Kwanzaa takes place from the 26th of December to the 1st of January. There we go. The name Kwanzaa comes from the phrase Matunda ya Kwanzaa, which means first fruits in the Swahili language, an Eastern African language spoken in countries including Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, Mozambique, and Zimbabwe. Kwanzaa is mostly celebrated in the USA. During Kwanzaa, a special candle holder called a kinara is used. A kinara holds 7 candles, 3 red ones on the left, 3 green ones on the right, with a black candle in the center. Each night during Kwanzaa, a candle is lit. The black center candle is lit first, and then it alternates between the red and green candles, staying with the ones on the outside and moving inwards. This is quite similar to the lighting of the menorah in the Jewish festival of lights, Hanukkah. So the 7 days and candles in Kwanzaa represent the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. So umoja, unity, unity of the family, community, nation, and race. Kujichagulia, self-determination, being responsible for your own conduct and behavior. I love that one. Ujima, collective work and responsibility, working to help each other and in the community. I like these. Ujama, cooperative economics, working to build shops and businesses. Nia or Naya, I'm not sure. Purpose, remembering and restoring African and African American cultures, customs, and history. Kumba, creativity, creating and your imagination to make communities better. Imani, faith, believing in people, families, leaders, teachers, and the righteousness of the African American struggle. There are also 7 symbols used in Kwanzaa. The 7 items are often set on a Kwanzaa table with a kinara in the house. So the mkeka, the mat, a woven mat made of fabric, raffia, or paper. The other symbols are placed on the mkeka. It symbolizes experiences and foundations. Kikombe cha umoja, the unity cup, represents family and community. It is filled with water, fruit juice, or wine. A little is poured out to remember the ancestors. Oh, I love this. The cup is shared between people and each person takes a sip. Mazeo, the crops, fruit and vegetables from the harvest. These normally include bananas, mangoes, peaches. What else? Let's see. I'm trying to get my paper to separate here. There we go. Plantains, oranges, or other favorites. They are shared out. Kinara, the candle holder. It represents the days and principles of Kwanzaa. Mashuma Saba, the 7 candles, are placed in the kinara. Black, red, and green are the colors of the bendera, the African flag. Muhindi, the corn. There is 1 ear of corn of each child in the family. If there are no children in the family, then one ear is used to represent the children in the community. It represents the future and the Native Americans. Zawadi, gifts. Gifts given to children during Kwanzaa are normally educational, such as a book, DVD, or game. There's also a gift reminding them of their African heritage. There are also sometimes 2 extra symbols. Bandera, a flag with 3 horizontal stripes of black, red, and green. And Nguzo Saba poster, a poster of the 7 principles of Kwanzaa. There's also a special greeting used during Kwanzaa in Swahili. It's Habari Gani, and the reply is the principle for that day. So, Umoja on the first day, Kujichagulia on the second, and so on. The Kwanzaa festival was created by Dr. Maulana Karinga in 1966. Dr. Karinga wanted a way to bring African Americans together and remember their black culture. Harvest or first fruit festivals are celebrated all over Africa. These were celebrations when people would come together and celebrate and give thanks for the good things in their lives and communities. From these festivals, he created Kwanzaa. That was really interesting. I really like that. I hope that you did too. All right, so that's it for day 19. How's everybody doing with your Christmas shopping and your wrapping and all of that? We don't want to think about that right now, right? Because we want to stay calm. We want to take our cleansing breath and let the stress just ease off of us. So we're going to do that right now. Okay. Shake it up. Okay, that's wonderful. Well, I hope that you're keeping snugly relaxed and cozy. And when you go to sleep, I hope you have sweet, sweet dreams.